This is the second film based on the popular video game franchise Hitman, where players creatively kill targets as the bold assassin Agent 47, with the first adaptation critically derided for being both nothing like the source material and a pretty atrocious film. I'd say that Hitman Agent 47 is perhaps a little better than the first film, but that's as far as it goes. Agent 47 is simply one of those forgettable films that doesn't do anything either particularly terribly or very well. It simply is. It's a paint-by-numbers action film, a series of ticked boxes. Explosions here, fistfights there, some bloody gunshots peppered throughout to a thumping soundtrack. It happens all too often nowadays. When with just a bit more effort, these sort of films could at least be worth watching. I won't go into the story too much, but basically the film follows 47 as he tries to protect the female lead, fighting throughout against Zachary Quinto's supercharged bad guy with some weird pseudo sci-fi elements thrown in. Its plot is basically an excuse to hit certain set pieces along the way. This would be all well and good if the set pieces were worth watching, but they just aren't. Again, they aren't particularly awful, but they're so pedestrian it's criminal. The fights aren't over-edited the way some are these days, instead feeling like they simply cut to cover that neither of the actors involved are particularly good at fighting. What am I getting out of seeing this fight? I don't care about these characters enough, thanks to the undercooked script, to have any investment in what happens, and the fights themselves do nothing surprising, so aren't really watchable on their own. You wouldn't YouTube any of the fights in this film just to watch them the way you would with The Raid or John Wick, for instance. They just exist as a plot device, and don't work very well in that or in any other way. Speaking of John Wick and The Raid, these are films that Hitman Agent 47 could have done more to emulate. In Wick, we spend more time with the character developing who he is, and then when the shit hits the fan, the fights escalate in a way that we learn even more about the character, through what he is capable of. Agent 47 doesn't do that. Within minutes of meeting him, he's killing a small army of armed goons with minimal effort. These guys are faceless, all looking the same, and our focus throughout is 47. He points somewhere first, and then we see a guy fall. There's no establishing of where people are in the space, we're just being told, hey look, this guy is good at killing people, right? We don't believe it. We don't spend time with any of the enemies beforehand, prepping the fight. It just happens. There's nothing to it. It's telling us how to feel, not allowing us to work it out ourselves. Like I said, it's not particularly over-edited, though the obnoxious strobe lighting replaces frantic editing with frantic lighting, still making it hard to see. The problem more here is geography, or the fact the filmmaker is simply showing us a shooting gallery. Watch this, 47 gets down, the shooting stops. Has he killed everyone? No, he's firing again. Where were these guys? The bad guys don't feel like an obstacle. It's like 47 knows where they are before they appear. The film just places them wherever the actor can strike a cool pose when he fires. This would all be well and good if 47 was this skilled all the way through and simply met enemies who were even better than him as it went on. But the next thing he has to do is shoot this character. Something he suddenly can't do. They want Agent 47 to be really cool and have this exciting opening that immediately grabs you, but at the expense of the plot. Immediately the film becomes conflicted. Its own lead character's ability level varies wildly from scene to scene. One minute he can kill dozens of people, the next he's having trouble fighting Spock. I felt so often that the film was simply trying to have this coolness factor but didn't quite understand how to get it across. There are a ridiculous amount of shots of 47 walking in slow-mo, without the slow-mo really being used for anything else, simply because slow motion is cool, right? It's like the team were told to make a cool movie that fans of the game would like, but with little idea, or maybe time and budget, of how to pull it off. 47 as a character in the games is cool because of what he accomplishes and the tension that comes with hoping your meticulously put together execution works out. In the film, there is no tension. He's too powerful except when he's neutered for the plot. In this sequence, for example, they are being hunted, and 47 has to go stalk and kill the enemies. This would be a great moment to showcase how he moves quietly, how he uses his environment to his advantage. However, they don't do that. Instead, he has someone guiding him, and seemingly can teleport around to immediately dispatch the antagonists. Where is the tension? These bad guys don't feel like a difficult obstacle, they are simply fodder as it takes 47 almost no effort to kill them. The one moment we see him even working toward anyone is by far the best bit, so why not employ that more? In the end, this is a movie that, whilst it would be unfair to say hasn't had a lot of work put into it, feels utterly by the numbers. Want a dramatic stunt? Let's CG in some weightless feeling, poorly composited bodies. Want some gunfights? Let's just shoot people we haven't all established a location of, because we still have people getting shot, which is all you need, right? Want fistfights? Let's just get these guys to do it, and put it together in editing. Where is the love for the project, for the form? This isn't a film as much as it is just content, put out to hit a release date, to make use of a license. The sad thing is, all the ingredients are here. The sets, the actors, the talent sometimes on display from the creative team. They could have made a better movie. This is a character who's supposed to take his time, We don't need to see him in super slick fight sequences or executing dozens, just because that's what action films are supposed to have. He's a Terminator, he's the Predator. Take your time, build him carefully, give him some mystique. Action films aren't about body count or huge explosions, they just make use of them. What they need is tension, stakes, followed by surprising and exciting moments of relief. Is it worth spending this much time talking about a movie as forgettable as Agent 47? Probably not. With just a little more care, and a little more understanding as to what makes something cool, this could have at least been worth watching. As it is, I found this somewhat competently made film to be utterly, utterly forgettable.